Coming up, Ipswich formally backs the Brisbane 2032 Olympics bid. But why the need for discussions in secret? It's Friday, April 16, 2021, and I'm Alan Roebuck. Welcome to Ipswich Today, which acknowledges the traditional custodians of the land on which it is produced and pays respects to elders past, present and emerging. This podcast is supported by Kinetics, people-powered web hosting trusted by Australian businesses since 1999. Ipswich City Council held an extraordinary meeting on Thursday, April 15, specifically to deal with one item, and that is the city's support for the 2032 Olympics to be held in southeast Queensland. The meeting resolved that Ipswich City Council formally backed the proposal to secure the Games. From the meeting, Mayor Teresa Harding.
This is an exciting day, I think, for Ipswich. This is the very first time that our city is discussing how we're going to be potentially part of the 2032 Olympics, which will be based in southeast Queensland. It's a momentous time for our city. We're the oldest provincial city in Queensland and the fastest growing city in Queensland. So it's a wonderful thing, and I think had tremendous community support there. Now, I do note that part of the obligations with the International Olympic Committee that we will have to go into closed session. But before we do that, I really hate going into closed session, but when we have to, we have to.
The Mayor then went on to detail the recommendations to be voted on.
And the recommendation of the report is that Council resolves to approve Council providing its commitment and support to the election of Brisbane, Queensland as the host city of the Games. And B, to approve Council executing the delivery partner guarantee deed and any associated documents. And that C, that pursuant to section 2571 of the Local Government Act of 2009, Council delegates to the Chief Executive Officer the authority to exercise the powers of Council to negotiate, execute and manage the delivery partner guarantee deed and any associated documents on Council's behalf.
Unfortunately for the public, discussions about Council's financial or other commitments and details of the city's deal were held in secret. Before the meeting closed to the public, councillors heard from Jamie Doran, a partner at law firm Clayton Utes. He went on to detail why discussions must be held behind closed doors.
There's two fundamental reasons why it's important that this discussion be held in closed session. And the Mayor's already alluded to the requirement for confidentiality imposed on the parties who are responsible for submitting the bid by the International Olympic Committee. The first element of confidentiality is obviously the requirements and the interests of the parties themselves who are participating in the bid. There is a requirement that the hosts have. That information that is relevant to the bid obviously doesn't get into the public domain such that it might prejudice the opportunity of the hosts to be able to win the Games. And so there is a significant public interest, obviously, in the parties keeping information that is relevant to the bid confidential. On the flip side, the International Olympic Committee also wants the information to be kept confidential to avoid any allegations that there's been any collusion between bidders who might be participating in their process. And I'll talk a bit more about the IOC's process. But it's fundamentally important for them to maintain the integrity of their process. And so like our tender processes, they have a requirement to make sure that bidders do not collude and share information as part of their bid process. So they're the two fundamental reasons which justify the public interest in moving into closed session to discuss the matters today in relation to our bid.
The meeting then moved into closed session. Council issued a statement later which confirmed Ipswich City Council will formally back the proposal to secure the 2032 Olympic and Paralympic Games in southeast Queensland. Mayor Teresa Harding said the vote had sent a clear message ahead of the host decision, and that was Ipswich is Games ready. The request to Council came from the state to enter into a delivery partner guarantee deed which commits Council to providing support in the form of public services, use of venues and potential funding contributions to the state and other entities for the purposes of hosting the 2032 Olympic and Paralympic Games. The Council statement added that Ipswich could play host to some of the world's best athletes as part of the Games, after it was included as a host city in the Brisbane 2032 proposal. You'll find handy links to council meeting minutes and agendas, as well as council's YouTube channel for live streaming and replays of meetings in the show notes. Ipswich Today is supported by Kinetics, people-powered web hosting trusted by Australian businesses since 1999. This podcast is also listener-supported. Please make a once-only gift or regular donation to help keep it online. Just go to ipswichtoday.com.au and click the donate button at the bottom of the page. You can follow this podcast on your favourite app, including iHeartRadio, or play Ipswich Today from your smart speaker. Music is supplied by Purple Planet Music. This is Alan Roebuck. Thanks for listening.